do this
trying
show.
to be funny and happy and plant a seed in you guys' life, but it was a close cousin of ours.
Plant a seed in whose life?
Of joy. Like when our show plants seeds in people's lives, make them laugh. I call it planting a seed.
All right, well, plant a seed.
One man plant it, another one water.
All right, well, whatever.
Hey.
So yeah, we here. We literally just found out, and we going out of town, and we was going to see her, and then we get the news.
Right before our show. That's why we're running a little late. So,
what is the world? I mean, what is it? We just born just to die?
And another person, my mom got a call about one of her friends
that passed
away today.
So what is?
And they're young.
What's the purpose of life? We would say the purpose of life.
Purpose of life.
Born to die.
No,
is that what we?
Well, it's timely for man to die. That's the word of God. It says that this body not gonna live forever. Back to dust. That's why the soul is so important that the soul be ready.
Oh, shut up! Don't you hate when somebody find out somebody passed away and then somebody always saying something?
For the soul to be ready, because this outer body is going to vanish.
God has a plan and all this other stuff. Yes. Shut up.
Live eternally.
I don't want to hear about it.
But it keeps reminding me of my cousin's song, "Living to Live Again."
Yeah.
We're living to live again.
Right, that's true.
This world's not my home. I have mansions awaiting. I'm living to live again.
Living to live again.
And that's all I know. I keep telling my cousin, would you please send me the tape of this? That song needs to be done.
I'm living to live, knowing death will not win. I'm living to live, 'cause I found at the end of this journey will be the beginning for me. I'm living to live, knowing it's not in vain, for to live is Christ, and to die is gain. I'm living to live. I'm living to live. I'm living to live again. Stupid show.
Living to live again. Okay.
Yep, we just found out our cousin passed away.
And she was ready.
One of our favorite cousins, too.
She was ready.
You know how you had some people in your family that if they leave, you wouldn't even notice?
Oh, yeah.
She not one of those.
Nah, you would. A big void.
Yeah.
When some people that you are really, really close to, or really a loved one that you just like, oh, I won't hear them no more. I won't hear them talk.
Yeah.
It would have to be a recording.
Yeah. All right, y'all.
Okay.
Debbie Downer. Let's move on to this stupid world and all the stuff that's going on in it. With Biden and DeSantis and all of them.
That's the video.
See, you get things like that. People have real things that they losing family members and stuff. And then you hear about these idiots that run the country.
And politics, entertainment, athletes, taking life not serious. Uh-oh, there's our neighbor on the porch.
Oh, she with her dog.
Let's see her come out.
She letting her dog out.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All right, whatever.
So what's going on? They're talking about what we pretty much talked about this yesterday with the whole Ukraine war and pros and cons, people who are for it, people who are against it. And I was just listening today to The View, and the ladies, most of the ladies on that panel are, of course, for it.
Well, I'm against it.
And the reasons that they're giving, I think one reason is they wanted our country to make a not a statement, but a message to Putin that you just can't go run over a country because you feel like it, and we're not going to let you, because you may come after Poland, you may come after Czech Republic.
He's not.
And I'm sitting there thinking about it, and I said, if that's one reason why we're really fighting it, and then again, we don't know what's going on behind closed doors when it comes to the Biden family.
Yeah,
you know, with his
son.
I
told you, they got ties to Ukraine.
What's going on with Ukraine and that? So we don't know that either. But it just made me think even the more. I'm on the same bandwagon with DeSantis and even our friend Tucker Carlson
with his bozo.
This is to me a war that we probably shouldn't have been involved in, where we're paying so much money.
The thing is that we are paying more than anybody. If everybody was paying in NATO, then I would be like, okay, because everybody's paying, so they all see the importance. But no, we're the ones that's putting out, shelling all the money.
And I asked the question to my sister today. I said, okay, the Ukraine president has been over here. He's been talking. He's been pretty much reaching out for our help and whoever else can help him. Why hasn't he signed that piece of paper that says we want to be part of NATO?
Does anybody know why they haven't joined NATO yet?
Because I understand. Here's my mind thinking.
Can't they join it right now?
Thank you. In the midst of all this, they getting their butts kicking. We coming in there to help. Sign something that says we're NATO now. Sorry, Putin, we're NATO now. But my concern too is that I don't believe if they were NATO, like, a lot of times I'm thinking we're try to think ahead of how Putin is probably thinking. In my opinion, he's going after Ukraine because they're not part of NATO, and he knows if he messes with anybody that's NATO, he don't want them to join them, but they're not a part of it.
And
so he won't ruffle NATO's feathers.
It used to belong to Russia.
He figured it used to belong to me. They're not a part of NATO. I won't have to be bothered with all those other countries.
And it's not humanitarian.
Let me grab them back.
America's lying when we say it's humanitarian, because if it was humanitarian, we'd be in Haiti and we'd be at all these other places.
These other countries that have been
going through some problems. So it's obviously not humanitarian. Yeah. You don't really care.
And you can't say because that they're part of NATO, because Haiti is not part of NATO, but Ukraine ain't either.
It don't matter.
So that's just my take on it. But let them play the tape.
Again, Wendy says, hello, my beautiful sisters and mom. Hey, Wendy. Hey. If you just joining us, right before we came on, we found out that our first cousin passed away.
Yeah. Today.
So and all these stories are stupid to me today. All of them.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Stupid people.
You may have to turn it up.
So as speculation grows that Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is going to make a run for the White House, he just voiced his opposition to U.S. involvement in the war in Ukraine. He calls it a territorial dispute we shouldn't be spending billions on, and some Republicans are not happy about it. Take a look.
Well, it's not a territorial dispute in the sense that any more than it would be a territorial dispute if the United States decided that it wanted to invade Canada or take over the Bahamas. Just because someone claims something doesn't mean it belongs to them. This is an invasion.
To say this doesn't matter is to say that war crimes don't matter. He's going to go beyond Ukraine, Putin. If you don't get that, you're not listening to what he's saying.
But DeSantis did capture the attention of one big name conservative. Take a look.
And then maybe the most newsworthy response that we received was from Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. DeSantis is adamantly opposed to the position that most Republicans in Washington have taken on Ukraine. DeSantis is not a neocon. Who knew?
So,
DeSantis, of course, he's going to get on the Tucker Carlson bandwagon because he wants Tucker Carlson's audience.
Oh, yeah.
He has a big following.
And now Tucker Carlson can't be with Trump because his text was leaked.
Thank you.
It's called talking about it behind his back.
So he has to meet a new friend, which is DeSantis.
Yeah. Well, he has no choice.
Yes.
He can't kiss Comover's butt anymore.
Right, yeah.
Because Comover knows what he really thinks about.
Oh, that's how you really think.
Oh, okay. You think I'm crazy. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, so you're going to ride with DeSantis. They're like
passionately.
They're like a bunch of high school kids.
Yes.
Look, who you riding with?
I ain't riding with him no more. He talked about my hair.
Yeah.
Okay. We got this. But I was just telling my sister this morning, though, I'm not on the bandwagon of us being fully involved in the Ukraine situation because, yeah, we are humanitarians. We don't want nobody to be hurt and taken advantage of. But to be honest, if the biggest fear is when if Russia joins forces with China, that's scary.
All I keep telling y'all is prep. I don't know how many times I can tell y'all to
what's
prep.
going on in the world.
Make sure that you are able to have electricity. Mm-hmm. Make sure you're able to have a water supply.
Because they can knock our grid down. You're right.
Make sure that you're able to have, if it's wintertime, you have gas to keep. Make sure you're able to keep your house warm. Mm-hmm. In the summertime, make sure that you're able to make sure your house is cool.
All things is in order.
And make sure that you have a pantry of non-stable foods.
Right.
Or stable foods.
Right.
Tuna, canned, all kind of canned meats, all of that stuff.
You know what?
Rice, beans.
It's so funny because I thought about this. When you would see, because there's times in the news when you would hear about a person, Good Samaritan they try to come to the rescue of somebody they see that is being bullied or beaten, and they get beaten and they pass away.
Right.
So I kind of feel like we're like that with Ukraine. Mm-hmm. We're seeing Russia picking on them, hurting them, and we're gonna come rescue them.
How you gonna rescue somebody when you broke and
we may be hurt ourselves in the midst of it? It may hurt us.
M. Perk said, "Sorry about your first cousin." Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
And Wendy said, "Whoa, sorry to hear that." Thank you, Wendy.
Thank you, Wendy.
Too many homeless in America that need to help them first. Thank you. You trying to help everybody else, and you got people here that don't have no money.
And we giving our money, military funding away. And let's just say, for sake of argument, China goes, we'll get them. They losing all their money anyway. So okay. So that was the take on that.
All right. I told you all these stories are stupid.
I know.
Ever since we found out my cousin passed away.
Life is so important.
These are the dumbest things in the world.
What is this?
Russia says it will try to retrieve the drone after warning U.S. to stop hostile flights near its borders. I'm sure some of y'all have heard about the Russia pilot shooting down one of our drones. Mm-hmm. They said that he was an idiot and he made a mistake. Yeah, right. Russia gonna put a dumb pilot up in the sky to fly around. Yeah. Oh, those Russians are so crazy.
They not thinking.
Oh, they putting the guy up there with us bare. He don't even know what he's doing.
Not making no sense.
Oh, we're so sorry. Did we shoot you down? Sorry about that. That guy, we just put him up there. He didn't know what he was doing. Knowing that anybody who don't know what they're doing in Russia gets sent to Siberia.
Thanks.
So why would Putin put a military person in a plane?
He has shown
that's an idiot.
He has shown us what he does to people that
make mistakes.
Thank you.
So they just gonna put some crazy fly-by-night guy up there to shoot down our drone.
Yes.
No, he knew what he was doing. Mm-hmm. How come we keep falling? You know what? No, we're not. I don't believe. I don't trust.
We keep falling for the old.
I love my country, but y'all know I don't trust us one bit. No. I don't trust our government.
I don't trust any government.
They tell you something in the news, but in real life they don't believe it. We know that from the what Fox did with the voting.
Right.
They keep telling people in the news, us in the news, that balloon that was flying over was a mistake. When we all know that in real life, they know what the real deal was.
They can't alarm us. They can't alarm.
They think we're a bunch
Americans.
of idiots, which we are.
Yeah.
And then this one, they know darn well that that Putin didn't put a crazy old trigger happy Russian up in the sky.
Right.
But yet they want to tell the news on the story. Russia said it was a mistake and that guy was just flying crazy and he made a mistake and it's okay. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. The Kremlin said Wednesday it believed it had the capabilities to recover the remains of the American drone that crashed into the Black Sea after a dramatic encounter with the Russian fighter jet. Oh, you know what? Not only did we make a mistake and shoot your drone down, but we could get it for you. How about that? How about we go ahead and retrieve that for you?
And just collect every piece of
that we made a mistake and shot down.
Yeah.
How about that, America?
Yeah.
The Kremlin has warned the United States to cease hostile activity near its borders and said it would seek to retrieve the wreckage of the American drone that crashed into the Black Sea. Whatever his name is, said Wednesday that the incident, the first known direct confrontation between the two superpowers since Russia invaded Ukraine last year, illustrated the Kremlin's desire to expand the conflict. The U.S. military said Russian fighter jet harassed and then collided with the propeller of the MQ-9 Reaper on Tuesday, forcing the U.S. to bring the drone down in international waters. Washington said it was a brazen violation of international law and summoned Moscow envoy to lodge a protest. But Russia denied its planes came into contact with the drone and said the U.S. was to blame, accusing it of provocation by conducting surveillance near Russia airspace to help Ukraine. Now, please don't take us off the air, but how is Russia not wrong? You've been giving Ukraine billions of dollars.
Right.
Why would we not think you're up there trying to help Ukraine?
Right. We've been trying to help Ukraine since the beginning of them stepping in, trying to get them back.
So you think that's just a crazy notion that Russia came up with, that you got a drone flying over there to help Ukraine?
They don't. Here's the thing: like I said with that bully thing, if you messing with somebody and you're trying to get something that used to be yours, getting it back.
Thank you.
Ukraine used to be part of Russia, and a whole lot of crazy was over there. He figures, don't join NATO. I want y'all back, and I'm gonna get you back.
Right.
Why y'all jumping in? Who are you guys? Oh, and anything that comes from us. Oh, we know what your goal, your mission is.
Yeah.
Because our mission is still to get Ukraine back. Y'all just need to keep your money to yourself. We ain't coming after Poland. We ain't coming after Czech Republic. All y'all countries is in NATO. We not going to mess with y'all. I want Ukraine back because it used to be ours.
Well, the U.S. has wiped out the drone software. Oh, they went in. Oh, so...
That's scary.
So the same Russians who interfered with the election... Through computers. You decide, now we're going to wipe out the software. So even if you retrieve it, you're not going to get anything. How about they already got everything they needed, you big dummy?
And China is helping.
If they're close enough to fly next to you, to crash into you, I can have an antenna. I can stick my head out the window with an antenna as a Russian. I was so close to your plane and get everything I need to get from your computer.
That's true. And we always make movies with that. You notice all the movies that we've made that would have Russian spies. What's her name that was married to? She's divorced with the full lips.
Angelina Jolie.
That movie when she was a Russian spy. We always making movies like that, but a lot of times we make all these movies. A lot of this is coming to pass or has already happened.
The U.S. has wiped out the drone software and is considering its salvage options for the wreckage. But Russia can reach whatever remains of the drone faster than a U.S. ship, the official said. The U.S. would need to send a ship through the Mediterranean Sea to the Black Sea, while Russia has ships already in the Black Sea. Turkey has resisted permission for the U.S. and other warships to transit to go through there. So not only are you sending billions of dollars to Ukraine, pissing off Russia, you don't even have ships in the Black Sea, and Russia already has ships there. They already do.
Yeah, they're ahead of us on a lot of things.
You need us to get that plane we shot down.
But yeah, we want to jump in and save the world.
This Putin, you need us to get that plane we shot down for you?
We'll collect all of the pieces.
You've already cleared the data. I'm sorry. You said you cleared the data. We knew that, but you've already cleared all the data. It's just wreckage. You want us to get that for you? Huh, Biden?
A lot of times these movies
because you don't even have a ship nearby to get it.
These movies that we put together with the whole thing with Russia and other countries, a lot of it is actually, they laughing probably at us.
But look at us. Not only are we sending billions of dollars to Ukraine, San Francisco is considering a $5 million per person reparation check for Black residents.
They have $5 million per person? Where they getting the money from? $5 million per person? Read this.
San Francisco politicians met earlier this week to mull over reparations package that would pay eligible Black residents.
Eligible.
See.
What's the catch, y'all? Eligible.
Black residents $5 million in a lump sum payment. Let's dissect that word, eligible.
Eligible Black residents.
So your cousin Pookie not gonna get $5 million.
We all know that. What is the criteria, pray tell, to get that $5 million reparation?
Big Bertha that go to First Baptist Church not getting $5 million.
No.
It's probably 2 people in San Francisco.
They're probably gonna give it to the oldest living person. They have to be
the oldest living Negro in San Francisco.
If they not 100 years old, because they would understand reparations needing, because they were back there 100 years ago. Watch, they're gonna look for everybody that's 100 years. Sorry,
so
we couldn't find nobody 100.
So does that mean that every over 100-year-old black person in the country gonna move to San Francisco? People gonna be picking up their grandparents.
You gotta be from San Francisco. You gotta prove your residency.
The city's
and
board,
then be dead by then.
Because you know every Pookie and everybody. If your grandmother lives, she 100 years old in California, she's getting yanked up out the chair and moved to
and go get
not
that,
California.
Go claim that $5 million.
The city's board of supervisors is currently and publicly considering the draft plan, which recommends eliminating tax issues and personal debt by giving out guaranteed annual incomes of at least $97,000 for 250 years to a yet to be determined number of black citizens, according to. So I'm supposed to live 250 years to get the $97,000, or my family, I guess, gets it for the next.
What is the criteria here? Eligibility.
Reparations package include $5 million per person. That would be in addition to $5 million, the outlet reports. Under the plan, black families could also purchase homes for just $1
in the notoriously expensive city. Okay, $1. Is this for real though?
The board is not going to make any decisions on the 100 recommendations noted in the plan until June, including the controversial $5 million per person reparations payment.
Okay.
Only after June can the Board of Supervisors vote to reject, adopt, or alter the recommendations put forth in the package. Complicating matters is the fact that the report does not include any kind of feasibility study to ascertain whether the city can even afford to follow through
with the massive
reparations package.
Thank you.
And the plan is not without critics. Gee, you figure. Those against the proposal deem it impossible, especially considering San Francisco is undergoing a huge deficit at the moment as the tech industry experiences an industry downturn, which we don't even want to talk about that. Our government is bailing out the tech industry.
And the bank,
with the bank going down. Why is our government... When you invest... Mm-hmm. You take a risk. Yeah. That's why it's called an investment.
Yeah.
So if you invest at a bank that messes your money up, you lose that money.
You lose the money. You took a risk.
The government will cover up to $250,000. After that, you on your own.
Yeah. But one person, they were talking to, because they've been talking about reparations for years. Our 40 acres and a mule and all of this. One politician said, why not any reparations that we do get or we do discuss or whatever does happen in whatever cities we're living in, why can't that go towards the city?
Why can't that
in
go
the inner areas where you're building up, you're building things within the inner city to help children, seniors, homeless. Everybody getting money in their pockets is not going to help the issues.
The only direct reparations that I agree with are ones where you show that your family was directly impacted
by the whole
because of slavery, Jim Crow laws, all of that. Like what happened in Evanston when they literally took property from black people.
Oh yeah, that was a specific
businesses and homes.
Example. Yeah, property was stolen.
My deed. I have a deed from my family that shows that belongs to my family. I agree with direct reparations
for that reason, for real.
Or like what happened with our grandmother. they building a highway through her house area
and took the land, but they gave her the money
and
for
took
it.
the land. But what money they gave wasn't what the land was worth.
Exactly.
That's direct reparations. My mom and them could literally go and prove they gave this for my grandmother for her house, and it was worth 18 times more than that. So they should get whatever that land is worth now, should go the difference to my mom and my
I know
auntie.
is Evanston doing fine right now, right? Because they were specifically targeted as far as property and all of that taken away. But that politician that made that comment, I kind of agree with her as well.
What?
Let's just say, for sake of argument, they have the money and they go and give it out, whatever the criteria is.
What they gonna do with $5 million?
Right. So she's saying the cities where a lot of blacks are living in, build a youth building. They can play and do sporting and stuff. Build the streets and make the houses nicer.
Make the highways. Get rid of
where
projects.
we live.
Get rid of projects.
Yeah.
Turn the projects into townhomes.
Yeah.
And you have to. If you don't keep up with it, you out.
Yeah.
Like strict. Like we're gonna redo all of this land,
right?
And we're not playing around. We're gonna redo the schools. They're not gonna read out a 10-year-old book.
Yes.
We're going to put
everywhere.
Mentorship programs.
Yes.
We're going to do mental illness, psychiatry. All of that is going to be all in those areas.
You would build that city.
And anybody who doesn't want to get with the program will be out.
I don't know where they're going to get anywhere with this. Is this a joke that San Francisco's trying to do?
That's reparations for black people.
$5 million
The top kids at the schools, send them to college, give them scholarships, free school. If you want to do free school, I'm for free school.
Thank you.
I'll even take free school. You don't even have to give money. Free school.
Like
any black kid from here on for the next 250
college,
years who wants to go to college,
or
the government will pay for it.
Yes. That's how reparations, I feel, unless you're doing what Evanston is doing, where she said their property was taken away. Back in the day, they need their property back. But there's other ways of doing reparations. You don't have $5 million per person.
Each black person $5 million,
and they don't have no money in their own city. So I don't know what this is a waste.
Now what you will do is you will put money in the pockets of Balenciaga, every hair manufacturer. I know, because everybody gonna get that.
They get their nails done.
So for that, you're right.
You're blinking.
All of that'll go up.
So those businesses are waiting. Yes, they'll buy nice cars.
Unless now here's my thing. I'll go with them. You give each person $5 million, black person. The money has to only be spent in San Francisco.
Ooh, okay.
So you end up getting it back.
Right. That's true. It's like it's recycling. It's within the city.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can't take cash. It got to be a card, like a debit card, like a link card.
Okay. That's not a bad idea.
A link card that you can only, with a link card, you can't go buy anything on a link card.
You can't go buy McDonald's.
You got to buy food from the grocery store.
Right.
So you get a card that got $5 million. $5 million on it.
Folks will try to scam.
Well, no, they said $97,000 a year.
A year for 250 years.
Yeah, for 250. So 97, you have a card, and you can only spend it on things that enhance your life.
So this is going to be hard to manage. Anything with reparations, you got to be real careful when you're starting to give people money. Look what happened when the government was bailing out not these businesses, but when doing the COVID.
Oh yeah,
people were scamming then.
Oh, and anybody that's white that has a problem with reparations and about giving people money, I want you to keep that same energy when we bailing out banks and businesses.
Oh, because that's what Biden's doing now.
And people like Trump. Keep that same energy because that's us literally giving them money.
Right. Bailing
for
them
bad
out.
Decisions. So if you got a problem with reparations or bailouts or anything like that, I don't have a problem with you having a problem with it. Keep the same energy though.
Yeah, right.
All the way through.
We'll see if that happens.
All right.
Okay.
Wendy says, all kinds of paperwork, birth certificates, names in your family far back. Catch. BS. Pay no taxes for 20 years. That would be nice.
Ooh. But the government wouldn't like that, boy, because they wouldn't be getting money off of you.
And it's a lot of black people who probably ain't even paying it now.
Wasn't that one reason why Lincoln freed the slaves?
Why?
As far as taxes.
Oh,
he
wanted to be able to pay.
Let's get money off of them. Let them work.
Yeah.
You using them for free. We need to make money off of everybody. Right. Everybody work. Everybody get taxed.
Yep. So that's my thing.
Okay.
Or give every city 40 acres for black people.
We're gonna be moving into other states.
No, I meant 40 acres to the neighborhood, to the community, to do something good.
Well, that's what that politician said. It's almost like that.
It's like y'all all got to share y'all 40
land
acres.
And then build some beautiful youth buildings and things that kids and the young people.
Yeah, give us land.
Seniors.
Give us land.
Okay.
All right. That's not going to happen.
No.
But
yes, this is not going to happen.
No. And they actually up here fighting for it.
No, it's not going to happen. Not that much money.
Why are black people?
We always want something.
We got a whole lot of other stuff in San Francisco that y'all lawmakers could be moving and pushing, and y'all trying to get $5 million per person for reparation.
And
checks.
Reparation checks is not going to change attitudes because you're still going to have that same attitude we got to deal with.
And if you have somebody buy a mansion, somebody's going to rob them.
Right.
I got $10 million. Thank you.
You known for getting some money, they going to come at your house.
How about fixing up the prison systems and not sending brothers to jail to get free labor? How about that? You want reparations?
Thank you.
All right, let's keep going. Will new footage absolve Michael Irvin from sexual misconduct allegations? Now, you know about this story? Hotel footage shows the encounter between the NFL Hall of Famer and a female employee that led to him being pulled from the Super Bowl coverage. This lady who works at the hotel had the nerve to say that Michael Irvin sexually abused her, or touched her, or looked at her, and all this other stuff.
About it?
No.
Oh.
And the hotel footage shows what really happened. He sat there and talked to the lady, and then I think he touched her elbow. They laughed or whatever, and she walked away.
That was it?
Yeah. So he's suing, which he should.
Okay, because that's allegations against him. That's smearing.
And not only that, he was pulled from the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's money he lost.
He had to leave the hotel, the Marriott Hotel that day, and was banned from every Marriott hotel.
Because of that.
Because of the allegation.
Oh, wow. Wow, she needs to,
He's suing the hotel, too.
Ooh.
Michael Irvin's attorney has stuck to his word and released a video that he believes will exonerate his client from the sexual assault allegations made against him. If you haven't been paying attention, this is Emmett Till all over again.
Yes.
2023.
He whistled at me.
How many times we got to hear?
He touched me inappropriately. Okay. Was she not?
How many times y'all gonna keep falling for the old hokey doke?
Was she not a sister?
A white woman.
Oh, I didn't say what color she was.
Oh, she white. Okay. That's why I said Emmett Till.
Well, that's why I was like, what are you talking about? We don't know what color she was.
Oh, okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Michael Irvin's attorney has stuck to his... Okay, whatever. If you haven't been paying attention, the week leading up to the 2023 Super Bowl has haunted NFL Hall of Famer Michael Irvin. He was pulled from the ESPN and NFL Network Super Bowl coverage after he was accused of sexual assault by an unnamed female employee of the hotel where he was staying. And not only that, but the video shows, it almost looked like the manager and some other people was in on it.
Really?
Like they was waiting on him to come down and they was signaling each other like, okay, go now to him. Go talk to him now. And she went over and talked to him.
Oh, no.
And then led her away.
Okay.
Irvin made some accusations of his own, filing a $100 million defamation lawsuit in Texas, accusing the hotel of coming up with a method to make him the latest victim of cancel culture.
Yes. Yeah. Cancel culture is very dangerous. It really is. It'll mess you up.
But look at the point of the fact that it's the old hokey doke again. The old white woman says a black man was messing with her.
But who would have thought that if he didn't do anything that he was even near it, why would you think somebody is tricking you?
They didn't want to release the footage. They had to fight to get the footage.
Wow. Okay.
They compared this current situation to a modern day lynching.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm so tired of people doing that. I'm so tired of people trapping people and getting money from them because of their who they are. And
so here's the
he
thing.
touched me inappropriately.
That's them talking right there.
Pause it 1 second. And we've been going for a while. We're having a lot of conversation. As Marriott released in their statement, they said basically, he said one word to her, an offensive, vulgar thing that he did not say. It's clear from the video and from these witnesses. But they have a very lengthy conversation and no one's trying to tell us what that is. Go ahead.
You see him inappropriate touching her? Touched her elbow. That was it.
That's where she tells some kind of joke, I believe, to him. You see him kind of bend over. She's shaking her head back and forth like that. He walked in closer to her. She didn't back up at all.
She stayed on the ground.
Now they're shaking
Shook his
hands.
hand.
Now, I want you to watch the interaction here.
Shook
So
his
she's going to
hand.
kind of, when the people come up, she'll kick her leg. As she walks off, she's still talking to Michael over the shoulder. All friendly. There you
Kicked
go.
her leg.
Kicks her leg.
That's signal these guys.
And see right here, she's going to look back over her shoulder and say to Michael, now pause it.
Now look.
Pause it.
They
Okay.
was going this way. Why
They
stop
claim he
going
was
that way?
leering at her. When he looks back at the bar, she's way gone. Because you're about to watch, she's going to go over here, and that guy is going to go he's going to get very visibly upset with her. And basically, there's somebody who's, I don't want to use the word abusive, but there's somebody who's really being forward to her. It's this gentleman here. It wasn't Michael. So watch what happens. Okay, go ahead and roll the tape. You see him grab her, and she falls, now pause it. Now Michael's looking over there for the first time. He's not watching her. He's talking to these guys. You'll see in a second they turn around and they start talking to him. The guy in the white hat. Okay, go ahead. See?
You're not even looking at her.
Now Michael walks out to go take a selfie with this, we believe, Renaissance employee, 99% sure. And the security guy stays right there with him. Who's been around for the whole conversation, really.
How many times have we heard that a woman that's not a minority, a person of color, traps, lies?
That's what I'm saying.
Cities have burned down because of lies like that.
But we're in 2023.
I'm just really tired of it. And
It's easy to say a black man was messing with me.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody agrees. They're like, they didn't even say, you know what? Let's check out the accusations.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at the videotape and see if it really happened.
Mm-hmm.
They immediately snatched him out of everything.
Right.
And told him he
They
can't
didn't
go to
even do an
hotels or nothing.
investigation.
He getting that money.
Yeah.
They better settle. If I
feel
was
bad
them,
for him.
if I was them, I'd settle.
I would too.
I would settle and leave it alone.
Thank you.
Let me see. Wendy says, give what agreed to. The long-term financial implications of this reversal is staggering by some estimates. The value of 40 acres and a mule for those 40,000 freed slaves would be worth $640 billion today, June 19, 2020. Wow. A Ponzi scheme, a setup. Yeah, for the Michael thing. Okay. Crazy.
Yeah, it's real
and
sad.
she's saying the Ponzi scheme is set up. That's what he's saying. That's why he's suing the hotel.
And the fact that they had footage to show his innocence.
And they didn't want to release the footage. So the hotel's getting sued.
Yeah.
Now we went from a Marriott to a Hilton. Because that's Marriott.
Okay.
Paris Hilton says she had an inappropriate relationship with 8th grade teacher. Mm-hmm. He made me feel noticed. Now you talked about this. You said she was on The View.
Mm-hmm. She was on The View the other day and talked about her book.
I didn't know she had a book.
And she talked about her experience when she was at that school. I think. And she even talked about having her baby and not really telling everyone.
Didn't even know Paris Hilton was pregnant.
Yeah, she kept it quiet.
And she just had a baby.
Joy was like surprised. You didn't even tell your mom and dad
about being pregnant?
Yeah, she kind of waited to tell them.
Did not know.
Yeah.
Did not know she was 42. Did you know?
I didn't know she was that old.
The 42-year-old heiress reflects on an inappropriate relationship she had with her 8th grade teacher at a Catholic school. She reminisces about how all the girls in my class were crushing on this handsome young teacher who had a very affable. What is this? Abercrombie, whatever. Look.
Abercrombie.
What is that?
That's a store, isn't it? Everyone, that was a look.
Everyone loved him, including the nuns.
The style, Abercrombie. Okay.
Including the nuns, Hilton writes. It turns out this teacher reciprocated the attraction, telling her, I've got a crush on you. He made me feel noticed. So she had an affair with him, or, well, it wasn't an affair. He molested her. Yeah. She was in 8th grade.
He probably used his power as an older person, to kind of lure her in.
He called her almost every night, and we talked for hours about how amazingly and mature and beautiful, intelligent I was.
How sensual and misunderstood and special.
Yeah.
But anyway, we all knew that she had issues, though. Remember, we've always, her and Lionel Richie's daughter, they would hang out, right?
Yes.
And they were they were always getting into problems. They partied, the drugs, the alcohol or whatever. So she had a very not shady, but, into a lot. And Joy and them were kind of congratulating her of how she's matured from it, how she's grown from it, and how she was taken advantage of. She was violated and nobody really knew.
She was in 8th grade.
And she's using this now as a testimony to hopefully reach out to girls who are going through what she's gone
said,
through.
I never allowed myself to talk or even think about what it really was or why I climbed out the window to kiss that stupid pedophile. It took decades for me to actually speak that word. And this is Paris podcast host writes, casting him in the role of a child molester meant casting myself in the role of a victim. Yeah. And I just couldn't go there.
She didn't want to be...
She didn't want to think she was a victim because she went with it wholeheartedly.
Exactly.
But not understanding she was in 8th grade.
In 8th grade, yeah.
He's the one that's the adult.
You don't see yourself as a victim. And then, too, there were times in her situation with other things that happened to her, she didn't want nobody to know. She was embarrassed.
She said, even now, knowing in my grown-up mind that no child is ever to blame for inappropriate adult behavior, my face is literally burning as I sit here telling you this terrible secret, she continues. Yeah. I'm not sure I'll ever be able to fully shake it off, but it's a key part of my story.
So I've seen maturity in her when she was on The View, and even as a mom, maybe that helped as well because she's now a mother and a child and to be concerned with. But of course, we know there was a lot of issues in her family, and maybe the daddy's not missing love and the void. She's trying to fill it with other things. She wrote in her book. She was real transparent about it in her book. So
Wendy said she was starved in that school. And Wendy says they were young, privileged, and Barbie dolls.
Yeah. So she talked a lot about that.
Well, first of all, I just brought this story out to say that a lot of people get exposed to inappropriate behavior from adults
at an early age,
and they think it's their fault, or that they did something, or that they said something, or they led him on.
Right.
Even if you flirted, he's the adult or she's the adult.
Right.
Women mess with boys too.
Yeah.
They're the adult. So even if you went on and was like, hey, even if you zipped your clothes down and whatever, they're the adult.
And the sad thing about it, I think about in this situation, he was not a relative, but
a teacher.
There's some situations where they're relatives. There are the dads, an uncle, a grandfather. And that even probably makes the child even more scared. Right. Like, that's my dad.
But you got to tell somebody. And don't tell somebody who's not going to believe you. Because there's some people who tell their parents and they don't believe them.
The mom maybe in denial and don't...
Tell somebody that's actually going to believe you and do something about it.
So it's good that she's speaking out, that she's writing it in a book.
And hopefully that'll help other people.
And she's married now with her little baby.
I didn't know she was pregnant and had a baby.
Yep.
Paris Hilton. Baby. Well, Tyler Perry Studios alum Michelle Sneed launches her own studio, A Few Good Women Productions. The longtime president of Tyler Perry Studio, has decamped for Los Angeles, where she's heading a female-led, full-service content studio with plans for a broad slate. You need to hear this, Wendy. You're an actress. With over a decade at one of the most successful independent studios under her belt, Michelle Sneed is striking out on her own. The Tyler Perry Studios alum, who most recently served as president of the sprawling and prolific Atlanta operation since 2018, just launched a new studio, A Few Good Women Productions. Is targeting a first of its kind model with exclusively female leadership, offering green lights and maintaining projects anatomy through every phase: acquisition, development, financing, production, licensing, and distribution.
Go ahead, girl. This is the first of its kind.
One thing that I've always said is, why do big studios get to have a lot of fun? And by fun, I mean majority ownership of these assets, said Sneed, who wants to see that money trickle down not to just partners and creators, but budgets. I have dedicated my career mostly to Black and brown content, and I'd say that about 99% of the time, it's been on extremely small budgets. We make a lot of success out of very little. I want to see our content in a premium lens with the appropriate budgets. That means you have the premium resources, premium staff, and everything else in between. That's how we're going to be different. I love it. Okay. Why can't we have a major superhero movie that don't look like it was made at somebody's basement with an iPhone?
In the backyard. A Few Good Women Productions. I like that.
We're definitely not making content that's just for women.
Okay.
But it's important to me that people know this is a woman-led studio. We believe to truly execute what we want, prioritizing diverse content in a premium way, there has to be that diversity at the top. But we're working with all kinds of people and all kinds of content across the board.
Okay.
So she let
That's
you know.
Good to know. It's not just
exactly
woman, but it's definitely spotlighting women.
Originally working alongside Perry shortly after his studio's inception from 2009 to 2016, Sneed briefly left for a run as director of physical production for BET Networks. You know Tyler's trying to buy BET.
He is?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
He's trying to buy BET and P. Diddy's trying to buy BET. Puff needs to leave it alone. He already has Revolt, and according to Charlemagne, he needs to put more money into Revolt.
Oh, okay.
Quit trying to pick up another network, and you haven't fixed the one you got.
Okay.
But if Tyler Perry gets BET,
okay, we'll see.
You know it's going to be a nice studio. Now, he just needs to move out the way from doing all the writing.
I know. That's the only thing that I wish, is that he allows other writers.
Yeah. Let me see. Wendy says, my God, they literally starved her. Oh, you going back to, what's her name?
Oh.
So, yeah. So, that's good to know.
A Few Good Women Production. That's good. And that's good that she learned from the best, and she was mentored, and she is ready, and she's going on she's soaring on her own.
Yep.
Go ahead, girl. Fly, eagles, fly.
So that's good to know.
Okay.
So we look forward to her endeavor.
Sneed is her last name.
And we're supporting her.
Female led. Okay.
All right. What time we got? Okay. South California teacher says she was fired for not hiding a student's gender preference from the parents.
Okay. Hit me with this one.
A former Jurupa Valley High School teacher is speaking out after she says she was fired for not hiding a student's gender transition and identities from the parent. Jessica Tapia was fired for refusing to follow a state law that forbids teachers from talking to parents about their child's gender choices without consent from the student. I don't get it. So your child can come dressed like, if he's a boy, he could come dressed like a girl.
And you don't say nothing?
And say he want to be a girl and you can't say nothing.
Wow. Okay.
And I said, are you asking me to lie to the parents? And they said yes.
Why would you ask somebody to lie? Even if that's just say for sake of argument, on a natural playing field, that is lack of integrity to say, go ahead and lie. Yeah, lie. Is that a rule somewhere?
AB 1266 was passed in 2014. It says schools cannot tell parents about their children's gender identity without first asking the student.
So if she would have asked the student.
And the student said no, I still can't say nothing.
Oh.
Concealing information from parents is not only wrong, it's dangerous and harmful to the emotional and physical safety of the trans minor. Standing next to Tapia during the press conference, I totally agree.
I'm just trying to figure this one out. So this kid doesn't want their parent to know.
We are talking about minors. Their brain is not fully developed. The decision-making portal in that brain is not fully developed. And they need their parents at this time for everything.
So if Dwayne Wade's daughter
didn't want to say nothing,
didn't want nobody to know, because
teacher
remember her
can't say
mom
no.
was really against it. So what if she came to school in her transgender dressing and said, don't tell my mom or nobody?
Right.
And the teacher has to respect that.
All right.
Wow.
Wendy says, I have auditioned for Tyler Perry 3 times at his studio.
I had so much I wanted to say. I had to prepare it on my phone, so forgive me.
Okay.
I got up to the second audition on one of them, but I did not get the part. Aww.
Okay.
She says, I can't stand this lag. I know.
But keep it moving though. Keep it going.
Yeah.
Always do that.
Whatever. auditioning, you saying?
Yes, keep auditioning.
Yeah.
You never know. Yep.
All right, but yeah, so I don't like the fact that you don't have to tell, your teacher can't tell the parents.
It's interesting because I kind of get it. I do. A kid can be free in the school environment, but at home, maybe not accepted. And that's their time to get away from the parent and say, I am this. Don't tell them I am this. And you have, as a teacher,
it's wrong to me.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know why she has to lie. If the parent is saying, does my son come with a tutu on?
Yeah.
Well, I can't tell you that.
Well, here's another story.
Okay.
Last before we get to the donkey of the day.
Okay.
A Florida woman allegedly stuffed her boyfriend in a suitcase. Look at this.
Sarah Boone will go on trial for allegedly zipping her boyfriend into a suitcase back in 2020. She recorded his pleas for help and then let him die. We're going to show you this video, the video of the recording. Keep an eye on the suitcase. Very, very disturbing to watch. Take a look.
Sarah.
For everything you've done to me.
Sarah.
For everything you've done to me.
Sarah.
You.
Sarah.
You.
Sarah.
Stupid.
Sarah.
That's my name. Don't wear it up.
Sarah. I can't breathe, babe. Seriously.
Yeah, that's when you do when you choke me.
Sarah.
Okay, I got 2 questions. How did she get that man in there?
I think they was playing hide and go seek or something. I don't know.
And number 2, how big is that man?
I don't know.
He fits in that suitcase. I don't know no man that fit in that suitcase unless he's a little person.
The bottom line
maybe he's a little person. Because they don't say
No, he's not.
The politically correct name.
The man was apparently dying inside the suitcase there, and she was just recording the entire thing, and not doing anything as he continued to repeat her name. Not until the following afternoon did Boone call 911. This was in Winter Park, Florida, and tell dispatchers that Jorge Torres Jr. Was dead. Here is what she told the authorities when they arrived.
So, you've had a second to kind of collect yourself. Tell it to me again. You guys were playing last night, drinking a bottle of wine.
Putting puzzles together, doing artwork.
Doing puzzles, artwork. Okay.
Had a bottle of wine and then decided to play hide and seek. So
What time was that? Do you remember?
I mean, I know that I was in bed probably by 12:30.
Okay.
Well, I went upstairs.
Anyway, she's lied and said that they was playing hide and go seek. He zipped himself up, or she zipped him up in the thing. And then she went to bed. She forgot he was in there.
How would you play hide and go seek and you zipping him up?
Well, they didn't believe that. Anyway, the bottom line is she fell asleep. She said she forgot he was in there to the next day. The bottom line is the trial starts now, whatever. I want to know what you just asked. How did she get him in there?
Right.
To zip him up.
He don't look that
I think
big.
she tricked him. You know how somebody say, I bet you can't fit in that suitcase. And then he probably was like, I bet you I can. And then she put him in there and zipped him up and left him in there.
But how did he? That suitcase looks little.
No, but I'm saying she probably was saying, I bet you can't contort your body to get up in that suitcase or something.
No. That's crazy. Is this the donkey?
No.
Oh, wow.
But that trial is starting. You'll probably start hearing more about this trial.
And then now she's going to hopefully be found guilty. And then she sits in prison and thinks about, you ain't going to do that again.
Wendy says, get up, go to your window, look out. Jesus must be coming back. Oh, my God. I know. And then to sit there while he pleading for his life and laugh. People crazy. I'm telling you. People are crazy.
I'm still baffled on how she got him in there. Oh, my gosh.
All right.
Go ahead.
Your donkey of the day.
That was really one.
Now, this is Charlemagne the God's donkey of the day from Breakfast Club. A lady says, I got a spicy tattoo for my wedding groom. Won't see it until we have sex for the first time. So she went on her Facebook or Instagram or somewhere, or TikTok, and decided to show everybody how she got a spicy tattoo for her husband. Well, now, that's nice. First time that they having sex, I guess. And he won't see it. It's on her butt. So he won't see it until
that time.
She did it 10 days before the wedding. He's obviously seen it. You're on TikTok, you dummy, showing your tattoo. Not only that, but the New York Post picked up the story, and they have it here with her talking about the doggy tattoo.
Okay.
It's his first initial or something, his name. That's him. And then Charlemagne talked about it on the Breakfast Club. So if he hasn't heard already,
maybe
and
he's
seen the tattoo,
social media, he don't know.
Well, that's what somebody said. Maybe he don't know. He don't read the newspaper. It's on the newspapers.
Maybe that's why you got to think about it that way. He's probably not into social media to know what she's been posting to even know. Because you get on me about not knowing TikTok that much, Instagram. I'm not on there that much. So if you were to share something about me, I probably wouldn't know about it.
So this went viral. And so is the chances of him not knowing it is small.
Wow.
But why do we put everything on social media?
Thinking that nobody will know?
Why can't she just wait after she gets married and say, hey, I got a tattoo. My husband didn't know about it until...
And he saw it for the first time, and then you're seeing it for the first time after he's seen it for the first time. I don't know. That's what everybody's talking about with social media, that we're putting everything out there now. Everything. We don't even think about, I probably shouldn't have put that out there. So, okay. And that's not a secret spicy tattoo. I thought it was something else, sexually.
The girl ain't having sex till the first time. For her, that's probably secret and spicy.
I thought it was like something, like on her bottom, a dog, maybe a dog doing doggy style or something sexual. Oh. That's what I thought. Not just a letter G. That's
his
stale
initial
too.
Or something.
That's stale.
That's stale.
That other one is really the donkey of the day, to be honest.
The lady putting
that man in that suitcase, and he called her name.
All right, well, we made it through this show.
I tell you.
Right before we came on, we get news.
Yeah, and we were going down there too.
Literally this weekend to see her. I almost hate you didn't call, but she would have been.
I thought about that. I felt guilty. I really did. I thought about a part of me thought she gets so excited when we're coming to see her that would have been the spark to keep her going. You know what I'm saying? Because my sister kept saying we want to see you for another holiday.
Well, then that means we don't believe that there's a time. That was her time, God's timing for her.
Well, a lot of times too, people can lose the desire to live. Remember?
That's true.
I remember one of the ladies was praying. She said, "Don't pray for her. She wants to go."
Yeah.
And she said, "Okay." So she was led by the Holy Spirit to not pray for her to be alive. You know, to come to life. So you never know.
Wendy says you asked us to suggest later times last week. I suggest 8 p.m. my time. So that's 7 our time.
Ooh, Wendy, that's late.
Well, 7 o'clock.
Okay. If anybody else thinks that's 7.
What does anybody else think? If y'all like
Central Standard Time,
7 Central Time, that'll be 5 o'clock California time. And then, like Wendy said, 8 o'clock her time. Let us know what y'all think. Wendy says what happened to her. Dang, what did happen to Deborah?
She went through. I thought you weren't going.
Oh, I don't know.
She had a lot of health issues that piled up.
Yeah.
Even aside from the main illness with medicines not working and all that,
they gave her the wrong medicine.
She was scratched by a cat.
Oh yeah,
and that caused an infection. It was like a domino effect. So a lot of stuff.
Yeah, so we'll find out, Wendy. You said you asked for a later time. That's 7:00. That's good.
We'll see.
Or we can see. It could be like
we were saying 5 or 6.
5 or 6, 7.
Which is 7 your time, 6 your time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. I don't know.
Okay.
At this point, I don't care.
Oh. And what we've been saying every day, always believe, always believe. We will definitely be doing a fundraiser this weekend in
we'll be
Jackson,
in Jackson,
Tennessee for our nephew's foundation. So
we'll be on the road tomorrow for our show.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's true, Wendy. We got to. Oh, I guess we can still do Zoom in the car, right? On the phone.
No, Friday we'll be there already.
Oh, that's right. So we'll be in the hotel.
Our Friday show we'll be in the hotel, so we can still do our friends.
I'm still thinking today
report.
is Thursday. Today is Wednesday. Mm-hmm. Don't forget to email us. Let me put the email in here. If you want to be on the Woods Report Friday, I'm calling it Woods Report. Woods Creation for You at gmail.com.
Thank you. We are too. Her.
Wendy said, "Oh, sorry about your cousin."
When you would call her phone for the last 2-3 years, the song is "We Shall Behold Him."
Oh yeah.
She would let that play before when she wasn't answering it and go to machine. We shall behold. So she was. Hey, it's all about being ready.
Wendy said a cat scratch. That was part of it.
That was part of it. That was later.
Infection.
But like we said earlier,
because she picked up that old stupid cat. She loved
and
animals,
kept the cat afterwards.
And then some old stupid cat kept coming by, and she kept it.
Yeah. If a cat,
you don't know where that cat been.
Mm-hmm. It could have been anything. But we mentioned earlier we're living to live again.
Yeah.
And she's living again.
Yeah.
So, thank you, Lord.
All right, that was it.
Okay.
So this is a downer show, I guess. Wendy says that song is so beautiful. I can't listen to it without crying. Yeah. Oh, we shall behold him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Face to face.
In all of his glory. Yeah.
Okay.
We shall
behold him. We shall behold him face to face. In all of his glory. We shall behold. There's Sandy Patty's version, and there's Vicky Winans' version.
We shall.
And you know Vicky gonna put some
behold
soul in it.
Him,
yeah.
Face to face. What was the verse?
The sky shall unfold. The trumpet, the sound of his coming.
The sound.
She's talking about that song is about the rapture. But I love it because it's still saying you're going to behold him when you believe you're going to heaven. Or the song that we sang at Grandma's funeral.
What was that?
Tamala.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I can't think of it. Oh, at his feet or something. In his glory, in his presence. What's it? Stupid song.
My mom and
what's her name?
Tamala Man wanted to sing her song at the my grandmother's we say going home celebration because they going home.
Am I saying her name right?
MannTamala.
What's her first name? Oh, here it is. Oh shoot. Tamala, what is it?
Man, MANN. Wendy's asking, what do you think heaven is like? What does it look like? I don't know, Wendy. Beyond our
Take me to the King.
Take me to the King.
Take me to the King.
We sang that at my grandmother's funeral.
I don't have much to bring. My heart is it's my offering. Lay me at the throne. You know what? To be honest with you, we're the suckers that's still down here.
they're in a better place.
Deborah's beholding Christ right now. And we sitting here in this stupid DeSantis world.
Climate messed up, politicians stupid.
So that's why Paul said to live is Christ and to die is gain.
Paul had a purpose to help encourage the men and women of God. So he said to live is Christ. I'm continuing to minister the word of God, but to die is gain.
And we always forget that. We supposed to cry when a person is born.
Yeah.
And be happy when they go on up to glory. Yeah. So. If you know if they're going, not everybody going the same place.
Well,
Wendy says, "What do you think heaven is?" Oh, she already said it. Yeah. You never thought about it. No,
I think about it. My mom talks about it all the time. She has a divine revelation of heaven and a divine revelation of hell.
Some lady who went to heaven or something.
Yeah, she had a glimpse.
I mean, everybody has
a glimpse of it.
Everybody has the light with the tunnel, and one guy said he saw Jesus or some his feet, and people was all around him, and then you have the people that's the gates, the pearly gates, and the gold.
There's so many people's.
It's so many
interpretations and whatever.
Some people, heaven is a state of being, you know.
And then it's levels of heaven.
That some people believe in levels.
With the rapture when he comes back in the rapture, we all would be caught up into the third or whatever heaven.
Nobody will know.
People have different teachings.
Nobody will know until it's it. Once we check out of here, we'll all know what's going on.
I don't want her gone and I'm still here. That was scared the pee out of me.
What are you talking about?
When you raptured up and you're still sitting there and that person's raptured up.
Can you imagine if we on the Woods Report and the rapture takes place and you go and I'm still sitting here?
Will you? I hope we all be ready.
If it's anything like that, where you sitting there and like on that the movie The Avengers, where they just go in the dust.
Yes.
If it's anything like that, people gonna be like, I guess I didn't make it.
My grandma talked about that. I'm left behind.
And I can't, and you won't be able to kill yourself.
You've been left behind. That movie made me cry.
Let me see. Wendy says, you got me. On We Shall Behold, hit me. What do you think? Okay, all right. You never thought about it. Oh my God. Love that song too. People see a light. I read that book. It scared me. Know if you both disappear and I'm still sitting here. What if we on here and then we disappear? You still watching us, Wendy?
No, that means Wendy, you still there too. We all should be gone at that.
Or what if Wendy's typing like this and then all of a sudden, poof, she gone.
You're like, what happened?
No, on a Friday show. Was she there? And we'll be like,
but we wouldn't think rapture. We think something technical is wrong with him. We would think of something technical wrong with your machine.
Can you hear us, Wendy? Wendy, can you hear us?
Because we're going to be gone too, girl. Shoot, all of us.
All right, y'all.
Okay.
All right, here we go. All right, that's it.
That's it.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, y'all. Wendy says, I'll be screaming Jesus. And always believe.
We're going to definitely be believing on Saturday, raising funds for scholarships and HBCU tours, and all in the name of our nephew, Tyler Matthew Curtis Hill.
Who passed again. Another person that went away.
He went away very early in his freshman year in college. So,
again, he having a ball, and we down here stuck on this planet. Wendy says, I'm sorry. Come get me. All right, y'all.
Okay.
And that was
another Woods Report.
See you later.